Good evening, it's 7 p.m. Please rise for allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please call the roll.
Councilman Kitchen. He was just here. I know.
Yes.
Yeah. Councilman Morrow.
Here.
Councilman Secreto.
Yeah.
Councilman Van Cleek
Accounted for.
and Supervisor Quigley.
Here. Welcome to the Town of Ulster Town Board meeting for Thursday, April 15th, 2021. We are still conducting our meetings under the COVID restrictions of social distancing and continue to broadcast via Zoom on Facebook Live. For those in the internet world, if there are any technical problems, please report them to Town Clerk Suzanne Reevy at your earliest convenience. Are there any additions or changes to the agenda for tonight?
One from
Mr. Secreto.
requesting that the supervisor send a letter to the DEC requesting for a fee increase at our Ladder Park boat launch.
We will take that up after the discussions on summer camp at the end of the agenda. Public discussion on agenda items from the limited number of members of the public that are here. Does anyone have anything to say? Are there members on this board call from the public that have access via Zoom that would like to make comment? Okay. The first order of business, gentlemen, in your packages are the minutes of the town board workshop meeting for Thursday, March 4th, and the town of Ulster town board meeting for Thursday, March 18th. I have a motion to accept the minutes as presented.
So moved. Second.
Roll call vote, please.
Councilman Kitchen.
Yes.
Councilman Morrow.
Yes.
Councilman Secreto.
Yes.
Councilman Van Cleek.
Yes.
Supervisor Quigley.
Yes, thank you. Ms. Reevy, are there communications that will be read into the record tonight?
Yes, I have
Please proceed.
2 letters. First letter was received via email dated Tuesday, April 6th. It reads, it was directed to the town supervisor. When an employee goes above and beyond what their job requires them to do, I believe they should be acknowledged. In this case, Detective Benjamin, in my opinion, did just that. An issue that I have tried to get a resolve to for almost a year, when brought to her attention, she was able to get resolved in a matter of weeks. Sometimes what may seem not important to one individual is really important to someone else. Either way, Detective Benjamin addressed the issue brought to her attention and thinking outside the box and using all the resources available to her to resolve an issue that impacted myself and my family's quality of life. I would like both Chief Berardi and Town Supervisor Quigley to share this email with the town board, Detective Benjamin, and be read at the next town board meeting and the Town of Ulster Police Reform Committee meeting. Again, Detective Benjamin has gone above and beyond to help a citizen of this community, and she should be commended for it. When my 9-year-old son and I visited the Town of Ulster Police Station to seek their help in the above-mentioned matter, and we first met Detective Benjamin, at the conclusion of that meeting, I asked Detective Benjamin if she could show my son the inside of the police station. My son has never been to a police station before, and she, without hesitation, did so. Not only did she take time out to show him the station, but she also was able to show him some of the vehicles the police department uses and let him try some of the equipment. Currently, with a negative attitude towards the police, this was a very positive experience for my son and shows Detective Benjamin's ability to seize a moment and turn it into a positive experience. From Keith Baxter, Legs Treen. Second letter received today by email to me from Cynthia Bell of Ruby. I had planned to attend the town meeting tonight, but am unable to do so. So I'm writing this in order to follow up on my comments regarding creating the office of comptroller for the town of Ulster. I did a little checking around and comparing our town's budget with other similar towns in the county. The town of Ulster's 2021 budget is $8.92 million for 2021. This compares with the town of Woodstock at 8.1 million, New Paltz at 9 million, and the town of Saugerties at 13.2 million. The only other municipality with a comptroller is New Paltz, and their process was to appoint, not elect, a comptroller who was actually unable to pass the civil service exam as written. It's a mystery how this happened, but the story is irrelevant. You have done a stellar job keeping Ulster's taxes reasonable, and your audits have been invaluable. A comptroller would have little to unearth for some time due to your efficiency, so I am quite comfortable leaving things as they are with you at the helm. I understand and appreciate your concern for the fiscal future of the town, but don't know why you are already planning a replacement for yourself once you leave. It is my understanding that you have several years left of your term. In addition, a blank check for that position is unacceptable. We need to have a clear idea of the cost benefit for the office versus engaging an outside auditor and working with New York State Comptroller's Office as do other towns. Finally, I would like to express my appreciation at the work you are doing with DEP regarding the Esopus water quality. This is a serious issue, and I'm sure your participation in working a solution makes a very big difference. Thank you very much for this opportunity. Yours truly, Cindy and Don Bell Ruby.
Couple of statement of facts. The $8.8 million cited was the general fund budget of the town of Ulster. It does not include the highway department, the seven water districts, the 3 soon to be 4 sewer districts, the 7 lighting districts, the 5 fire companies that have to be coordinated. So all told, the numbers there are understated. Second of all, my term of office is up December 31st, 2021. I will be standing for re-election at the November election of this year. So this will be my last run, guaranteed. So I think it's imperative for the community as a whole to have a voice in this decision that will affect their future as to whether they want to ensure stable financial management from a professional going forward. With that, are there any other communications?
That was it.
Thank you. Moving on to the abstract of claims.
Okay, this month we reviewed the abstract of claims, and they come to the grand total of $795,526.37. They were all reviewed and all seemed in order, so I present those for approval.
I'll make a motion to approve that. Second.
Roll call vote on the adoption of the abstract and the authorization to pay the bills.
Councilman Kitchen.
Yes.
Councilman Morrow.
Yes.
Councilman Secreto.
Yes.
Councilman Van Cleek.
Yes.
Supervisor Quigley.
Yes, thank you. Moving to new business. Gentlemen, in your package is for presentation and acceptance by the town board, the town clerk's monthly report for the month of March 2021. I would like to ask the town clerk, is there anything in the report she wishes to call to the attention of the town board?
Nothing to bring to the attention this month.
Thank you. I ask for a motion to accept.
So moved.
Roll call, please.
Councilman Kitchen.
Yes.
Councilman Morrow.
Yes.
Councilman Secreto.
Yes.
Councilman Van Cleek.
Yes.
Supervisor Quigley.
Yes, thank you. The second item on our agenda tonight relates to authorizing the building inspector to attend the Hudson Valley CEO, and I will take and believe that to be the code enforcement officer,
That would be correct.
not chief executive
No.
officer.
No.
Educational conference in Poughkeepsie on April 21st to the 23rd of 2021. He is authorized to take the town car outside the town's boundaries to attend this meeting. Have a motion, please?
So moved.
Councilman
I'll
Kitchen.
make that motion and I will see the building inspector that, yes.
Okay. Councilman Morrow.
Yes.
Councilman Secreto,
Yes.
Councilman Van Cleek,
Yes.
Supervisor Quigley.
Yes, thank you. A couple of years ago, Justice Clerk Anna Rakowski retired from her full-time position as clerk to the justice in the town of Ulster's Justice Court. She maintained her affiliation with the town of Ulster as a part-time clerk in order to fulfill her obligation to the New York State Justice Court Clerk Association as president. I want to thank her for. Tonight, in your package, is a letter of resignation from her part-time position as court clerk in the town of Ulster. I ask for a motion to accept the resignation.
So moved.
Roll call, please.
Councilman Kitchen,
Yes.
Councilman Morrow,
Yes.
Councilman Secreto,
Yes.
Councilman Van Cleek,
Yes.
Supervisor Quigley.
Yes, thank you. To personnel for the next item.
Yes, I have that. This would be the hiring of an attendant for Post Park. His name is Kyle Mellick. He's worked there last year, did a wonderful job. It will be a seasonal position, non-union, no health insurance. His wage would be $13.50 an hour. Start date would be 4/17/2021. Kyle will be returning to Post Park as a seasonal employee at those dates and the wage I gave you. And I asked for a motion to hire Kyle back.
So moved.
Second.
Councilman Kitchen,
Yes.
Councilman Morrow,
Yes.
Councilman Secreto,
Yes.
Councilman Van Cleek,
Yes.
Supervisor Quigley.
Yes, thank you.
Rocco, I think you turn your volume up on your microphone.
Turn it up.
Yeah.
How's that?
A little better.
This next hiree will be for Ryder Park. His name is James Mazenhelder. One comes from the general fund, seasonal, no health insurance. Wage would be $13 an hour. Start date would be 4/22/2021. And I ask for a motion to hire James at Ryder Park.
So moved.
Second.
Councilman Kitchen,
Yes.
Councilman Morrow,
Yes.
Councilman Secreto,
Yes.
Councilman Van Cleek,
Yes.
Supervisor Quigley.
Yes, thank you. The next item on our agenda is misstated, so I will clarify it for the record. It's a motion to authorize the highway superintendent to purchase one four-wheel drive truck per the memo that is in the board package. That four-wheel drive truck being a 2022 Western Star 4x4 chassis only from Tracy Road Equipment, 115 Railroad Avenue in Albany. Price not to exceed $132,314. And a Viking plow combination body and wing plow package with the components and accessories from T&T Sales, Inc., 411 Old Niskayuna Road, Latham, New York, 12110, and the price not to exceed $101,918.60. These prices are per the procurement contracts entered into by Onondaga County, contract number 8996 with the vendors. This is an authorization for the highway superintendent to place the order to purchase this truck with the expected delivery to be sometime in 2022. May I have a motion?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilman Kitchen,
Yes.
Councilman Morrow,
Yes.
Councilman Secreto,
Yes.
Councilman Van Cleek,
Yes.
Supervisor Quigley.
Yes, thank you. The next item on the agenda comes as a referral from the Town of Ulster Planning Board, which held its monthly meeting on Tuesday night. It's a resolution initiating seeker with the town board as lead agency and referring LHB Precast 530-600 Ulster Landing Road, section block and lot number 40.13-1-34.110 to the Ulster County Planning Board for the construction of a 21,000 square foot addition to their existing facilities. It should be noted that the applicant currently has an active approval and a building permit to construct a 14,000 square foot structure. This resolution covers the complete structure plus the existing 14,000 under planning board approvals with an additional 7,000 square feet. It is coming to the town board for this action as it exceeds the town board's threshold of 2,500 square feet. May I have a motion to accept the resolution as presented?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call vote, please.
Councilman Kitchen,
yes,
Councilman Morrow,
Yes.
Councilman Secreto,
Yes.
Councilman Van Cleek,
Yes.
Supervisor Quigley.
Yes, thank you. The next item is related to the same project. The previous two applications from the applicant resulted in no modifications and no recommendations, no county impact from the Ulster County Planning Board. So the planning board of the town of Ulster endorsed this project and approved it for referral to the town board last Tuesday night. This resolution is granting conditional site plan approval for the application. The condition being the review and comments by the Ulster County Planning Board, which are expected in the first week in May. And it reserves the rights for the town of Ulster Town Board to review this conditional approval if the county planning board institutes a change in policy and institutes recommendations for changes to this project. So with that, I would request a motion to accept the resolution as presented, granting conditional site plan approval.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Roll call vote, please.
Councilman Kitchen,
yes,
Councilman Morrow,
Yes.
Councilman Secreto,
Yes.
Councilman Van Cleek,
Yes.
Supervisor Quigley.
Yes, thank you. The Town of Ulster Planning Board has received an application from Pioneer Solar for the construction, I believe, of a 5-megawatt solar farm. 491 to 549 Sauk Hill Road. This is a parcel that is on top of the mountain there. It's on a plateau, so it will be outside the view of those traveling on 209 and Sauk Hill Road. So the resolution initiates seeker with the town board as lead agency for Pioneer Solar, project 831, location 491 to 549 Sauk Hill Road, section block and lot 48.6-1-23. I have a motion to accept the resolution as presented.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Councilman,
Roll call, please.
Councilman Kitchen,
yes,
Councilman Morrow,
Yes.
Councilman Secreto,
Yes.
Councilman Van Cleek,
Yes.
Supervisor Quigley.
Yes, thank you. The next item on our agenda is a resolution initiating seeker review with the town board as lead agency for Central Hudson, the Hurley Avenue substation. It's project 837. It's located at 435 Hurley Avenue, section block and lot number 48.17-1-13.110. This location has been before the town board and the town planning board twice in the last 2 years for very similar projects. This revision to this project is caused by new technology. And Central Hudson, through their engineers, Chazen, is presenting a new plan for reconstructing the substation on Hurley Avenue. I ask for a motion to accept the resolution initiating seeker.
So moved.
Roll call, please.
Councilman Kitchen,
yes,
Councilman Morrow,
Yes.
yes,
Councilman Secreto,
Yes.
Councilman Van Cleek,
Yes.
Supervisor Quigley.
Yes, thank you. At the last meeting, Town of Ulster Police Chief Kyle Berardi made a proposal to the town board and presented a memo to the town of Ulster taxi cab law adopted by the town in 1999. The board took a vote and authorized the town attorney to draft a local law repealing said local law. Tonight, gentlemen, I'm presenting for public presentation for the first time a local law repealing local law of 1999, taxi cab local law of the town of Ulster. This local law is to be published on the town's website. At the next town board meeting, we will call for scheduling a public hearing. And at the meeting subsequent to that, we will have the public hearing. There is no action taken or required to be taken on this matter tonight. Moving on to old business. The package is a resolution authorizing the adoption by the town board of the town of Ulster of local law blank of 2021, a local law providing for the creation of an office of town controller. This local law requires a public referendum for the creation of the office. This office will be an appointed office, not an elected office. It will be appointed by the town board, subject to the terms and conditions set forth by the Ulster County Civil Service Agency. The public referendum is required to be held because the duties of the town controller are proposed to modify the duties of the elected town board as it relates to the conduct of the monthly audit review of the town's finances and payables. So with that being said, I ask for a motion to accept the resolution as presented and forward this matter to the voters of the town of Ulster, for the voters to decide what type of community they want going forward as it relates to finances.
I'll make that motion.
Roll call, please.
Councilman Kitchen,
yes,
Councilman Morrow,
Yes.
Councilman Sakroto,
Yes.
Councilman Van Cleek,
Yes.
Supervisor Quigley.
Yes, thank you. The next item on our agenda comes to the town board as the result of a public bid offer opening held on April 9, 2021 for an authorized project involving influence screening equipment for the Ulster wastewater treatment plant. Gentlemen, there is a resolution in your package awarding the contract TU 212 for the furnishing of the influence screening equipment for the Ulster wastewater treatment plant, Ulster Sewer 2, Duperon Corporation of Saginaw, Michigan, in the amount of $182,000 as a result of a public bid held on April 9th, 2021. I want it noted for the record that the workforce of the town of Ulster at the wastewater treatment plant will be installing this equipment, and we will be saving the taxpayers of the town of Ulster a considerable amount of money by conducting this project in-house.
Also came in $16,000.
It was
Yeah.
$16,000 under the preliminary estimate. I have a motion to accept the resolution.
I'll make it.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilman Kitchen,
yes,
Councilman Morrow,
Yes.
Councilman Sakroto,
Yes.
yes,
Councilman Van Cleek,
Yes.
Supervisor Quigley.
Yes, thank you. Next item on our agenda is a discussion on summer camp. I will turn the floor over to Councilman Secreto.
Thank you, Supervisor. How's that? My mic right now?
Yes.
As you know, the last meeting, I'm all for summer camp, as I said. I've been working with two members of the rec committee and writing up some paperwork for the camp, which happens to be our clerk and deputy town clerk. And we're going to read off what we have thought of, which we will take any suggestions for improvement on what we have written down. The dates for the camp would be July 5th to August 13th. This would be down to 6 weeks instead of 8. There's rain involved through the course of the summer. We have 2 weeks where we can extend camp. Time would be 9 to 3, Monday to Friday. This year with the COVID going on, we're going to limit the number of kids that would attend camp. We're running almost at 50%. They'll run between 100 to 125 max. 125 would be the max. Town of Ulster residents have first priority, while other people will put on a waiting list. Cost will be $540 per camper, $100 for each additional sibling in the household. Ages 6 to 12 must be 6 by July 31st. COVID protocols, this is what we came up with. We'd have a check station, temperature screening, sanitizing stations. Councils would have training on all of this. A COVID waiver, which our town attorney, Jason Kovacs, is working on right now. And all counselors will have ID badges. Right now, I have 4 to 5 directors that will be interviewing, myself and Councilman Van Cleek. Also, I added on the bottom here 2 proof of residencies for your child to attend this camp. I know in the past, sometimes the kid would stay with the grandmother, but the kid would live in Kingston, the grandmother in the town of Ulster. We're trying to get rid of that. Need to be a town resident. So that's where the 2 proofs of residency comes in. And the last thing I had was the COVID waiver for Jason, which I had talked to him about. The other board members, they can talk about it right now. They have the floor.
Based upon the presentation that Councilman Secreto has made, and looking at the budget of the town of Ulster that was adopted in November of last year, we have looked at and established a reconstructed revenue and expense estimation based upon the level of participation and the number of employees that the town will be required to hire, along with the annual expense that we appropriate for equipment and supplies. This town will suffer no financial diminishment from the change in the program. And I'm expecting that we will again break even as we have in prior years with our expanded, in prior years when we had expanded registration and attendance and a higher head count for employees.
I had some strong reservations, which I tried to make clear both publicly and directly to Rocco. And I want to say that I appreciate that you've addressed the issues, either explained them to me or you've made the changes. So I am confident that you have now put together a program which I'm willing to throw my support into. But I will be watching, because I know as you do, we want to make sure we have the best program possible. So thanks for making the adjustments, but I look forward to watching the program and helping us again.
I have a few words I'd like to say
Go ahead.
to the town board. As a former chairman of the Recreation Committee for many years, this town is always proud of itself on making its town summer camp affordable for the residents of this town. And while I understand, I sympathize with the comments of the town board this evening, I'll point out that Councilman Secreto has made it clear that the town of Ulster is not charging as much as other surrounding towns are charging. And you mentioned the town of Saugerties and some few towns, and that we need to catch up to where they are. But Councilman, I want to bring it to remind you, back years ago, I've been on this board for now 14 years, so I do remember a lot of things earlier in my term, that you tried very hard and we tried very hard to always keep, and I reconsider some of the words you said in the past was, we had the best camp around and we should try to keep our expenses down, and we run a good summer camp. And especially during the COVID time this year, I feel like, it would be justified to probably raise the price of summer camp, but to almost go ahead and double the cost during these hard times, that's a hard pill for me to swallow. I have another concern as far as, 125 kids. So you're going to see the parents that have the money up front running to the clerk's office and paying them for their kid to get in summer camp. But you're going to see the struggling families in this town that maybe don't have that money up front and maybe have to wait a little while to get it up. They're not going to make it there. They're not going to make it there in time to meet the cutoff of 120. I think all kids possibly fit in. Cost should never be a problem. I don't agree with this significant cost increase at this point in time, and I'm just letting my comments be known. All my children went there. I have 4 children, and at one point in time, 3 of them were there all together. And as a family person, when I was younger, 3 kids, you're looking at your current cost, $700 and almost $60 for 6 weeks of summer camp. I think that we need to maybe understand that, yes, other towns may be charging more, but while they are, a gradual increase versus doubling the cost would be my intentions. I happen to have a heart for people right now that are suffering financially. And I understand that, yes, some people did get stimulus money. Some people did not get stimulus money at this point in time. I know that for a fact that are struggling. I do not agree with this. Thank you.
Morrow, comments?
It's not funny. It's just it's my thoughts. It's not meant to be funny. It's not a joke. It's very serious. Because these are children in our town, and I feel I cannot in good conscience vote to raise the cost to $500, double the cost of the town summer camp this year. It's kind of like, to me, it's just not, I don't agree with it.
Mr. Morrow, comments?
I think we have an opportunity as a town to run a really effective and wonderful summer camp. I want to commend Councilman Secreto for the job that he did putting this together. It's, as Councilman Kitchen said, it's a difficult decision to raise the price. And unfortunately, we need to do that just to break even and not have it cost all the taxpayers more and more money each year. Summer camp, for anybody who's had kids, or if you went to summer camp as a kid, when you think back, summer camp is a wonderful memory in most kids' memories for the rest of their lives. They just think back about the great times they had summer camp. They learn things. The socialization is particularly needed right now with COVID as restrictive as it's been for the last year and a half. So I would be in favor of this program.
Very good. With that,
John, because you weren't heavily involved with the recreation program like I was as chairman for so many years. But you have to understand the summer camp always broke even for taxpayers. So I got to be truthful and transparent with that. And you have to know that. I know the figures.
I'd like a motion
I make the motion.
to proceed summer camp proposal as presented tonight. And I call for a roll call vote for the record.
We have a motion.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Councilman Kitchen,
Absolutely no.
Councilman Morrow,
Yes.
No.
Councilman Morrow, you said yes?
Yes.
Councilman Secreto,
Yes.
Councilman Van Cleek,
Yes.
Supervisor Quigley.
Yes, the motion passes 4-1. Thank you. Moving forward on our agenda, the last item is the late addition Mr. Secreto called to our attention in caucus in reference to the boat launch at Ryder Park. In 1996, the town of Ulster was presented with an opportunity when the Power Authority of the state of New York donated the lands constituting Ryder Park to the town for a recreational facility. Shortly thereafter, DEC stepped forward and provided the funds for the building of the boat launch and the installation of the docks. In return for those funds from the DEC, the town of Ulster entered into a management agreement with the DEC, which set forth certain terms and conditions for the operations of that facility. I concur with Councilman Secreto. The rates that we have been in effect since the initial opening of the boat launch, and I will be more than happy with board authorization to conduct a discussion and negotiations with the DEC to raise the rates at the town of Ulster Ryder Park boat launch.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second that.
Any discussion on this matter?
The rates down at the park were $8 for a single day permit and $50 for a seasonal permit. And if I'm not mistaken, the $8 was like for an hourly rate for our worker down there. Who now is up to $13 an hour. Highway Superintendent Frankie Petrova, he does all the work down there. Right now, he's working on our dock, which is in bad shape, one floating dock. Possibly we'll have to get a new
I've
one.
already said my piece.
They also have
You missed
two portalets down there that we pay over $200 a month for.
I gotta go. I gotta listen.
Falling back on.
I have to listen to what Rocco's saying right now.
The increase. I want to thank the supervisor for having Jason or someone draft up a letter and send it to the DEC.
Any additional discussion?
Councilman Kitchen?
Yes.
Councilman Morrow?
Yes.
Councilman Secreto?
Yes.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes. Councilman Van Cleek?
Yes.
Supervisor Quigley?
Yes, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our scheduled agenda for tonight. In closing, I'd like to let the town of Ulster know that town of Ulster assessor Miranda Bernholz gave birth yesterday afternoon to two beautiful baby girls. I'm looking at a picture right now. One has a hat on that says A, and the other one has a hat on that says B. So I guess A came first and B came second. Wait till we find out what we have for names.
It's Charlie and Grace.
Charlie and Grace.
Mhm.
That doesn't correspond to A and B on the hats. So I want to wish Ms. Bernholz good health. I want to wish good health to the babies. We will continue work in the assessor's office to the best of our ability while she is on maternity leave. And she did tell me that her mother was going to be helping her out with the kids with childcare, and she looked forward to getting back to work as soon as possible. That being said, any additional comments from the board?
Send my congratulations too.
Congratulations, yes.
Your favorite?
Motion to adjourn?
We have a motion to adjourn.
We're all set.
I'll second that.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll see you at the next town board meeting.